Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. We're once again in Stormworks working on our micro carrier. On this one, we are going to be moving to the mid deck, and I kind of am just showing you guys around the floor plans that we have for the rest of the ship. So I'm just showing you guys this quick. It says gym there on the left. That's not going to be a gym. That's going to be a medical facility. But in today's episode, we're going to be working on an armory, which is this square room right in the middle. And I have some pretty cool plans for that I think you guys will quite like. So definitely stick around for that. If you are new to the series, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you're enjoying these videos. And also, don't forget to check out our Discord if you're new to the channel. I have a Discord. There's a link down below in the description. It's a really good place to kind of just talk to people, make some friends, learn about Stormworks, that kind of thing. That's also where we hosted our building challenge, which is now over, by the way. So if you didn't have your submission in, I'm sorry, but I should have a video coming out on that relatively soon. I'm going to try to get that done as soon as possible, obviously, but it's probably going to take a little bit of time. But yeah, guys, that's kind of what we got in store for today. We're going to be, like I said, kind of working on this armory, shaping this out, and I kind of have a nice little plan to make this a locked room with, if you've ever been in like a bank, they have like the barred windows that you can't kind of reach through and stuff. So I'm going to do that. And then right off of the armory is going to be a room for the quartermaster. But enough of that. I'm going to let the time lapse roll in typical fashion. And then we will come back and talk about it a little bit more. All right, so we got a lot of the bones of this room kind of figured out, which is really a lot of what I wanted to do before I came back in and talked about it. So in this room, obviously it's going to be locked storage for weapons, grenades, C4, that kind of stuff. And it's going to be locked away, obviously, for a reason. I know some people just put them in the bunk rooms, but that's honestly not really realistic. Also, it poses major security issues for the ship. So that's something I tried to think about. That's why this room is off of the quartermasters and it can be locked up. It's going to have a keypad on it also. For those of you wondering, it's 96 is the password. But enough of that. I'm just kind of placing countertops around, trying to make space for equipment to go. And then I will kind of start placing it. And I'm going to cram as much in here as possible. So it's not going to be just weapon storage. It'll also be like outfits and medical supplies, glow sticks, all sorts of good stuff. Pretty much if it's a usable piece of equipment in the game, I'm going to try to put it in this room. And then obviously you also have, the equipment that's also scattered around the ship. And, like the welding torches and the flashlights and radios and that kind of thing. And if you do remember, each bunk has an outfit that goes with it, so they're not all the same outfits. They're kind of scattered all around just in case you need one. But yeah, in this room we'll primarily have stuff for combat and that kind of thing, as in like the outfit, so hawk vest, that kind of thing. But there's also, I believe I end up putting some firefighting equipment in here too. But yeah, it won't be anything too crazy, pretty standard. Just gonna cram as much equipment in here as possible. I'm gonna try to kind of make it placed logically, but yeah, it's kind of exciting because this is we're getting pretty close to getting this thing done. And at the time of recording, the build challenge isn't quite quite done yet. I can't speak today, but I wanted to kind of release the ship around the same time, so I can kind of confidently say that the ship is, for the most part, done now, and it should be posted relatively soon. I'm just kind of working out on bugs and that kind of thing, and I was waiting until the build challenge was over before I post it too. So definitely look forward to that. I'll be making videos, gameplay videos about the ship and whatnot. There's probably going to be a lot of videos about how to use it and us playing with it and that kind of thing. Now, I will say, I don't know how much multiplayer you're going to see, just because this thing can get, the full version of the ship can get pretty laggy in multiplayer. And, I know I've talked about, I made a light version of the ship. So if you do see multiplayer videos, it'll probably be that version, and that version has a gutted interior. I left the important room, so it still has like an armory, but all of the bunk rooms are gone. And, the bottom floor, which we haven't done yet, that's also gone. But yeah, guys, this is one of the more important rooms, one of the last important rooms we really have to get done, other than the medical, the med bay. But we'll get that done. There's only a few more rooms to do in the ship, and then the outside of the ship is more or less done already. So you guys have that to look forward to. I'm kind of just working on things in the background before it gets released and stuff, like the workshop description and tutorial video. And it's a very, very big ship, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions, and I try to make things as simple as possible, but I know inevitably people are going to have questions. So the main thing really is that I tried to design everything to be relatively simple to use. So, if you've played the game before, to a certain extent, you should be able to just figure everything out on your own, which is nice. The more complicated things are obviously going to be, like the weapon systems and that kind of thing. But as far as autopilot, all that's standard. Driving, it's pretty standard. You turn on the ship with 3 keys in the engine room. It's not very hard, or in the bridge or the engine room. It's not hard at all. So everything is supposed to be more or less streamlined to be easy for operation. And, I could have gone like super realistic startup, but honestly, I kind of find sometimes that that's just annoying, because you spend like 10 minutes starting the ship up just to find out, you need to take it back to the workbench to put a vehicle on it or something like that. But yeah, so keep that in mind. Most of the ship is designed to be relatively intuitive. If you have a background knowledge of the game, you should be able to operate it. And then I'm going to try to explain most of the other stuff in the description. So I will say, guys, if you have a question, please read the description. I'm not going to answer every single question you have, especially if it's clearly labeled or common sense. You have to have a knowledge of the game to use a ship this size. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just a lot of times in workshop creations, you get all sorts of when you build a more popular workshop creation, you get all sorts of just weird questions that are, for lack of a better term, common sense. And I'm not going to explain all of that to you. I'm not going to teach you how to use my ship. The description is there for a reason. So if you have like a question as to, how the ship actually operates, some of the logic, that kind of thing, by all means ask me. Definitely, check out our Discord. Please don't ping me. One of the mods will answer your question, or I will myself. Just don't ping me. But yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult if you have played the game before. Everything is very intuitive. The autopilot is very normal. The sonar and radar works off of a touch screen. And I'm going to leave links to all of this stuff that I didn't make myself. So like the targeting system and, Zizo's touchscreen and all that. You guys can go and check the links for that too if you have any questions. And it's, in my opinion, also not really my job to teach you how to use their creations. So they do a fantastic job, and a lot of them also do really, really good descriptions. So again, if you have a question about kind of like the logic or how the ship functions, those are really welcome. But don't ask me, like, hey, where's the light switch? I promise you there's a light switch, okay? I've been building this ship for over 3 months now. There's a lot that goes into it. I play tested it a lot. Just trust me, 99% of things are going to be labeled correctly. I went as far as labeling lockers. So pretty much everything that can have a name is going to have a name. And I did that to make it a little easier to use. But yeah, that's just kind of, I wanted to go over that with the ship. It is a big ship. And if you're new to the game, it is going to be intimidating. And I suggest that you familiarize yourself with a lot of the other systems in the game, like how to use autopilots and, how engine startups work and that kind of thing. If you understand that, it'll be really easy. Another thing I wanted to talk about, just because I've had a couple questions about it, is can you use this with one person? And the answer is yes. So I actually play a lot more single player Stormworks than I do multiplayer Stormworks. And to be honest, I don't actually really play a lot of Stormworks. I just build a lot. But because of that, I design all of my ships to be functioning with only one person crews. But that being said, no issue hopping on a multiplayer server and doing multi-roles, that kind of thing. So this thing is obviously a very large ship for one person, meaning it's not going to necessarily be the easiest for you to operate it alone, but it should be capable of being ran alone. So you should be able to, kind of have the ship drive, and then you can kind of, go do your thing with the cranes or the flight deck or the targeting computer, that kind of stuff. So it shouldn't be too difficult. It is kind of designed to work either way. And, going back to the light version of the ship, obviously I know the interior is gutted. It's not going to be as good for role play and that kind of thing. But with that being said, it'll perform a lot better. It'll lag a lot less for you. Just one thing to note is the light version of the ship, it's going to be obviously a little light on features. It will, for the most part, function exactly the same. It is just a we'll say less rounded, polished build. Okay, so there's going to be less logic to it. There's going to be less guns on it. There's going to be less anchor points, that kind of thing. And it's just because, in my opinion, it's much better to have less guns on your ship and more frames than less frames and more guns. Stormworks multiplayer really, really struggles, and it's unfortunate, but this is the reality of the game. And I have to think about these kind of things, and so I do think about these kind of things. Especially, you load this thing up with planes, your computer is not going to like that. So that's kind of the idea with that. And then also, while we're on this discussion, there's also going to be a search and rescue variant that I'll release. That'll probably be coming out a little bit later, but I'm going to try to get them all released around the same time for you guys, just so you can pick and choose. The search and rescue version looks really cool. It's bright orange, my bright orange. The entire thing, it kind of looks like a giant lifeboat. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with the build. It's coming close to an end, and with that, I'll also say, if you guys have any other build ideas that you would like to see, let me know. I'm kind of currently split between doing a kind of battleship build that I want to either do a brand new battleship or like a World War II battleship that's been modernized and keep the massive artillery cannons and stuff, but then maybe add modern computers and that kind of thing. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas as to what the next big build on the series you would like to see, definitely I'm open to those suggestions. I have no clue what I have planned. So we got to get this done, and then Sandcrawler obviously has got to get wrapped up too. But that's kind of the two main projects we got going on here. The sand crawler is going to be, obviously not done by the time this thing's done, but that's fine. I kind of staggered them on purpose. Boy, have I been yapping today. Sorry about sorry about that. But anyways, if you're still watching, which I hope you are, if you are, thank you. I just kind of have been yapping a lot today just because we're really just playing some blocks, adding equipment. You guys kind of know the drill at this point. So we're going to do time lapses and I'll talk a little bit. Not necessarily always about what we're doing. Like in this case, you could see I absolutely jam-packed that place full of equipment. So, it's not really nothing too crazy we have to discuss and whatnot, but I'm just going to add these little sticky notes. And again, to the people that are new, these sticky notes are going to have passwords. Disregard this one. I'm going to move it around, and also that number is wrong. I'm going to change it to 96. But yeah, if there's a locked door in the ship, there is going to be a password on a paint block pretty close by. You just got to look for it. And I did that on purpose so you guys don't have to go back to the description. And, I used to just label the keypad, but it's not really fun that way because you can just hover over the keypad and see the password. So the passwords will be on sticky notes. In this case, there will be one right behind the door down the hallway, more towards the bow of the ship. And then to the right on that hallway, there's going to be the quartermaster's room. The quartermaster will also have a sticky note in there that says the armory's password. And again, all of that should be in the description. I'm going to probably make a video of us touring the ship, and then I'll probably make a separate video of just how everything works for the people that have questions. I don't really want to put them into one video. It would be 40 minutes that nobody's going to watch. So I'm going to do probably just a tour one and put that on the description or the workshop link. And then, if you guys have further questions, you can check out my channel. I'll have like a ship tutorial on how to use this ship. But that is going to be just about it for this one, guys. We got our armory wrapped up. It looks really good in here, in my opinion. But if you stayed to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. As usual, it helps our channel out a lot. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and come back for more. We're going to get this ship done really soon. And hopefully I'll get it on the workshop so all of you can kind of check it out and play with it. But yeah, guys, again, thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.